Hey there, writers. My name is Neil Christensen, and I, like you, am a writer. Today on Writing in Real Life, we're going to talk about the number one most important aspect of being a successful writer: finding the time to write. If you want to be a writer, you have to write. That's it. You don't have to publish or even share your work, but you do have to actually write. And that can be the biggest challenge of the whole process. If you're a professional writer already, then this video isn't for you. You have the time to write. But for those of us starting out that fall into the struggling writer category, this is an enormous hurdle. Life already has so many obligations built into it that eat up our time. Work or school can easily chew up 8 hours every day. If you have a spouse or significant other, they're going to expect a big chunk of your time. Children add to that. And maintaining friendships, something that I'm chronically terrible at, cuts even deeper into the pie that is your waking hours. And that's just the relationship part of your obligations. Add in chores like maintaining your house or apartment, servicing a mode of transportation, feeding yourself and your family, laundry, hygiene, and of course sleep. Finding time to sit down and write can seem impossible, but it's not. The number one piece of advice I hear from writers in interviews, on YouTube, at conferences, etc., is to pick a dedicated time every single day. Many suggest getting up early and making it the first thing you do. I don't mean to stereotype, but in my experience, writers are not what I would call morning people. And for those of us with small kids, the morning is challenging enough. I have a 7-month-old, a 3-year-old, and a 5-year-old. My morning with them starts at 6 a.m. In order for me to get a good hour of writing time in, I would have to be out of bed before 5 a.m., and that's not going to happen. Afternoon can be a struggle if you have school or work during the day, and evenings are equally difficult with work and family responsibilities. Once the kids are in bed at 9, I'm looking for some time with my wife, and then I'm toast. Brain is done. Built into all of this is the rest of the unpredictability of life. So, for me, and I'm sure many of you, scheduling a dedicated writing time is nigh impossible. So what's the answer? Grab it when you can. The first thing to remember is that writing isn't just writing. The writing process is more than just putting pen to paper. Even if you're not an outliner or a planner, there is still real writing that happens at odd moments. Do you run dialogue while you're in the shower? If not, you should. Creativity is at its peak when we are bored. Keep a pad of paper in the bathroom so that when that big confrontation comes together in your head while you're washing your hair, you can jump out and jot it down. The car is another great place for writing. Nothing makes sitting in traffic easier than breaking down a scene in your head. Keep a voice recorder app on the home screen of your phone. While you're sitting in traffic or heading to the store, you can dictate ideas or entire scenes. Brainstorm new plot twists or just record random things that come to you. You never know when these can be useful. Keep a notebook by your bed. Drifting off to sleep is when your mind is the most malleable. Ideas will come if you let them, but they'll be gone in the morning. Jot them down so you can refer to them the next day. Negotiation. All that's great, but you still need to find time to actually write, right? This is where human interaction comes in. Ugh. You're going to have to out yourself as a writer. For many, this isn't exactly a secret, but it's important to let the people in your life know that writing isn't just something you enjoy, that it's important to you and a big part of who you are. If they don't know how important it is, they may not know that you need this time. Next, you're going to have to ask for it. No one is going to up and offer you a chunk of time to get the writing done. Hey, Why don't you get out of here for a couple hours and go do that writing thing? Said no one ever. And when you ask, be specific. I need an hour and a half tomorrow night to write. I need 2 hours on Saturday to finish a chapter that's so close. Can I have an hour or so in my office tonight after dinner to work on a scene that's been running through my head all day? If you need to be alone, then let them know. If you need to leave and go somewhere to get in the zone, tell them. If you're specific, it will be easier for the people in your life to plan around it. Earn it. It's really important to remember that the people in your life are people too. It can be equally difficult for them to find time for their passions. So step up. Offer to take care of dinner so they can go for a run. Offer to clean up so they can play a game. Offer to give the kids a bath so they can read a book for an hour. If you set an example of offering time to them, it will pave the way for you to get the time you need when you ask for it. Don't blow it. When you finally get the time, make sure you use it. No social media, no internet, not even email. Turn off notifications on your phone and put the ringer on silent. Aside from the distractions of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, the number one distraction in writing is research. Research is its own time and should not be done during writing. Wikipedia is a deep, dark hole that can swallow you in one gulp. If you come to a place where you need a piece of information not at your disposal, just mark it in the document and come back to it later. You can lose your entire writing time on one fact check. Believe me.
I know.
So that's it, folks. Finding time to write can be a challenge, but it's a challenge you can overcome. Just be open about what you need and how important it is to you. Remember that the people in your life have needs too, and try and help them meet them, as well as use the time well when you get it. There's so much more to talk about here, and we'll get into it all next time. Until then, just write when you can.